internet is going crazy over a woman who just came forward with a shocking claim about Ms. Harris. She claims that she was trapped and had no way out, and now she is speaking out to tell the world the truth. The real shocker is that Mendeecees hasn't said a word, not even a denial or an explanation, and that silence is only stoking the fire. Fans are split, with some calling for him to speak up right away and others thinking this is just another scandal. Try to discredit him and Handy, and you better believe she's also involved in this. She hasn't said anything on social media, and people are already analyzing it because she knows something we don't, or is she simply waiting for the right time to respond? This story is getting out of hand, and I promise you'll want to hear every detail, so let's break it down. What is being said? Who is this woman? And most importantly, is there any truth to these shocking claims? The story starts with a simple post that didn't seem like much at first, but as soon as, when it hit the internet, it was like a fire had been started. This woman, whose identity was initially kept under wraps, claimed to have been involved in an incident with Mendeecees Harris that left her feeling completely trapped. She described the entire experience as something she never saw coming, and that had haunted her for years. Fans were asking why she was speaking out now after all this time, and she said that when they first met, DC had been a charming, influential figure who was well known for his ties to the entertainment industry and his role in hip-hop and love, which apparently made him even more charismatic. At first, she claimed that everything seemed normal and that he was kind and courteous. However, things took a dark turn when she began to feel that something was wrong. She claimed that the more she tried to leave, the more controlling he became, and that there was no escape. She said that it felt like the walls were closing in and that there was no way out. She tried to leave multiple times, but men always managed to draw her back in, manipulating the situation so she felt like she had no choice but to stay. She said, "I didn't feel safe, but every time I tried to get out, he reminded me of how much control he had." As the woman continued, the story became even more terrifying. She described times when she felt completely helpless, stating that Mendeecees would emotionally corner her, making it seem like there was no other option but to comply with his wishes. She said, clearly shaking, "It was like he had total control over me and I couldn't breathe. Like, if I didn't listen to him, something horrible would have happened by now." The internet was ablaze with theories and rumors, and fans of Mendeecees were caught completely off guard. They felt that this wasn't the man they knew from reality TV, who was known for his calm demeanor and family-focused life on screen. Many fans rushed to his defense, claiming that this was just another instance of someone attempting to discredit a celebrity. One user commented, "Mendeecees would never do something like this. I won't believe it for a second." But there, as the woman's story gained momentum, more people started to look into Mendeecees' past. Some noticed patterns in his behavior that could have been warning signs, but they had vanished. There were also many people who were beginning to doubt what they believed they knew about Mendeecees. Some pointed out that even though he seemed like a loving husband and father on TV, there was always a chance that there was more to him behind the scenes. We only see what they want us to see on TV. Though the woman had not yet disclosed all the details of her encounter with Mendeecees, the weight of her accusations was enough to make headlines. She claimed that the night in question was something she would never forget, saying that she had been completely blindsided by how quickly things escalated. "It started off somewhat normal," she said, "but within minutes everything changed and I was trapped. He has always been smooth and able to talk his way out of anything." One commenter said that perhaps this time his charm won't save him. She said, "I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get out of that situation. It was like he had total control, and I was just there." The accusations were shocking, and as more people started to weigh in, the pressure mounted for Mendeecees to respond. Fans demanded answers, and the longer he remained silent, the more people started to question whether or not the accusations were true. Helplessness was something that fans had never associated with Mendeecees before. As the story gathered steam, it became evident that this wasn't going to be something that was simply blown over. People were eager for details, and the more they talked about it, the more the story seemed to spiral out of control. Theories of everything from this being a complete fabrication to a deeper, darker secret that Mendeecees have been hiding for years were common. For her part, the woman didn't seem interested in attention. She wasn't looking for attention. She didn't want fame or money. She just wanted to share her story and warn others about the type of man she said VCs were. She said, "I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this because people need to know the truth. They need to know who he really is." But was there more to her story? As people started to question her claims, they noticed inconsistencies, and some people wondered if she had hidden agendas. Others thought her story was entirely made up from the beginning. There was something strange about her. One viewer commented, "I don't know if I believe her in yet." Although there were some doubts, the story had already been published, the damage had been done, and now everyone was watching MD. What would he say? Would Deanie fight back and deny everything? Or would the accusations be too much for him to bear? As the first part of the story came to an end, it was obvious that this was only the beginning. The woman's claims had opened a Pandora's box, and regardless of what happened next, men's lives in DC would never be the same because the accusations against men spread like wildfire, dividing people on social media, with some people believing the claims. The internet was ablaze with rumors, theories, and heated debates, and while some thought it was just another attempt to bring down a successful black man, one thing was certain: people wanted answers, and Mendeecees' silence was only making matters worse. Hours went by, then a day, and still no statement from him. In the fast-paced world of social media, silence isn't just suspicious, it's damning. Fans demanded answers, and some wondered why he wasn't denying the accusations right away if they were untrue, while others thought he was taking his time to craft the ideal response. But one person wasn't keeping quiet at all. In an exclusive interview, the woman came forward and shared terrifying details about her alleged experience with Mendeecees. She said that everything began well, that he was charming and made her feel at ease, but that after that, everything changed because her Mendeecees became possessive and controlling, and that things eventually took a dark turn. She said that he allegedly put her in a situation where she felt helpless. She was unable to leave at first because she was afraid to speak up. "I knew who he was and what kind of power he had," she said in a trembling voice, "but I couldn't keep this to myself any longer. I couldn't let him do this to anyone else." The public was shocked by her description of her fear and sense of being trapped, and it resonated with many people. However, when the situation took another terrible turn, another woman came forward, this time a complete stranger. But her one accusation could be written off as a misunderstanding, but two with the same unsettling details caused the internet to blow up, with people demanding that Mendeecees speak out. Others started searching through old interviews and social media posts for any hints that could support or refute these claims. Eventually, after days of silence, MBC broke his silence, but his response shocked everyone. Rather than issuing a statement, he posted a. What was he trying to say? Was he calling the women liars, mocking the situation, or suggesting that even his closest friends had turned against him? The internet went into a frenzy after he posted a mysterious video on Instagram with no words or captions, just him staring into the camera while Drake's Fake Love played in the background. The reactions were intense and immediate, and one person tweeted that if he was innocent, why wouldn't he just say it? Others thought this was his way of sending a message that he was being set up, saying that everyone around him is fake. There are two sides to every story, and Yandy's response was unexpected. Instead of posting a lengthy statement defending her husband or going live to clear the air, she posted a simple black screen with white text. Fans were left in shock, wondering what she meant. Was she supporting Mendeecees, or was she quietly separating herself from him? Was she implying that the accusations were untrue? Occurred, but there was more to the story. Nobody knew what to believe, and that uncertainty only made things worse. Then, just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more chaotic, a screenshot appeared online purportedly from one of the accusers. In the message, she was seen texting a friend saying, I told you this was going to work. Now we just wait for the money to come in. The internet went crazy. If this message was genuine, it meant that the entire scandal could have been a setup. Mendeecees supporters jumped on the attack. This was never about justice. It was about money. One person commented, "This whole thing feels like a PR move to save his career." Others called for the women to be held accountable, saying, "If this is fake, they need to be exposed." False accusations ruin lives, but not everyone was convinced. Some had doubts about the authenticity of the text message, saying, "How do we even know this is real? It could have been edited." Finally, in a jaw-dropping moment, one of the accusers spoke out once more, saying, "I never sent that text." At this point, the drama had reached its climax. Were Mendeecees really being set up, or were these women telling the truth and now being painted as liars? The internet was split like never before. But just when everyone thought they had seen it all, someone unexpected came forward. This time, it wasn't an alleged victim, but someone from M's own circle who knew him. She insisted that the screenshot was a desperate attempt by Mendeecees' team to discredit her, saying they're trying to destroy my reputation. The internet was already in disarray, but when a former associate of Mendeecees came forward, it reached a whole new level. This wasn't just any random person looking for attention. This was someone who had been a part of Mendeecees' inner circle for years, and the things they had to say were breathtaking. The anonymous source, claiming to be a former business associate, dropped a bombshell in a candid interview, revealing that people didn't know the real men they started the. "What do you mean by that?" The interviewer pressed for details. The public sees a family man, businessman, and reality star, but behind the scenes, it's a different story. He is controlling, manipulates situations to always work in his favor, and does whatever it takes to silence people when things don't go his way. That last part immediately caught everyone's attention. Was this person implying that men in DC had done something to these women to keep them quiet? The interviewer didn't hold back. "Are you saying that the accusation?" This revelation was huge. It wasn't just the accusations anymore. It was someone from his own past who knew him personally, adding fuel to the fire. Social media exploded again, and you're all still defending him after this. Come on, as one person tweeted, if even his own. "I can't say for sure what happened between him and those women, but I can say that I've seen him cross lines before, get aggressive when he doesn't get what he wants, and use his influence to make problems disappear." The internet debated men. VCs were still silent at this point, so fans expected him to say something. However, all they got was another cryptic post. This time it was a simple quote, "The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room." Comments went crazy, wondering what this even meant, which is why he's calling everyone weak for speaking out. In the meantime, the alleged victims continued to speak out, and one of the women gave another interview, reiterating her claims. This time, she had receipts from conversations she had with Mendeecees that show how he allegedly controlled her, pressured her, and made her feel trapped. She scrolled through them, displaying the timestamps, and this is how it began. He seemed to care, but then he became increasingly aggressive. She went on, "And this is when I finally stood up for myself." He responds by showing him a message in which she tells him she is no longer comfortable. His response is cold, dismissive, and almost threatening. The internet went crazy, with people analyzing every single message for clues. Some people thought the screenshots proved everything, while others insisted they might have been faked. Then things got worse when one of the men's former partners suddenly made a shocking statement, claiming that he was also controlling and aggressive during their relationship. "I had never spoken on it before because I didn't want the drama," she wrote in a now viral post. "But I can't keep quiet any longer after hearing these women's stories." The media went crazy with their headlines everywhere, and more women are speaking out against MC's men. As more accusations surfaced, even celebrities began to react. Some of them distanced themselves from him on social media, unfollowing him, while others said they thought the women were right, and some even suggested that BCS should be held accountable. It seemed like his career was going out of control, but just when it seemed like there was no way out. In a startling live interview, NBC sat down with a well-known journalist to clear his name. The interview began tense, but the journalist didn't waste time because people wanted answers. "Did you do what these women are accusing you of, men?" DC shook his head, "Absolutely not," and leaned forward, looking directly into the camera. "I want to clarify it that I have never done anything like this. These accusations are completely false." But the journalist wasn't letting him off easy, so why do you think these women are? The journalist pressed harder. "But what about the messages, screenshots, and alleged proof?" Mendeecees shook his head. "People can fake anything these days, so I'm not sure where those came from. But they're not real. Coming forward, why would they lie about it? I don't know. Maybe it's for attention, maybe it's for money, maybe someone is putting them up to it. All I know is that these claims are not true," he continued. Even with his denial, the controversy wasn't going away, and in the most unexpected turn of events yet, a secret recording leaked, which was about to completely upend the situation. The internet wasn't buying it, and he was lying. He simply denied everything without providing any real explanation or evidence that these women were lying. At the same time, NBC's supporters were supporting him, and you were all willing to believe random screenshots over a man's actual words. Speaking of the leak recording, a clip that appeared to capture Mendeecees in a conversation he never wanted the world to hear lasted just over 3 minutes. But those 3 minutes were explosive. The woman's voice began with a nervous, shaky, determined tone. "You know what he did to me." And then Mendeecees' voice came next, calm but defensive. "I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "You need to stop this before it gets out of hand." The woman didn't back down. "So I beg you to stop that night. I wasn't comfortable, but you didn't." After a lengthy silence, Mendeecees said something that sent shockwaves through social media. "You were acting as though you wanted it, and now you're flipping the story." Boom, the internet exploded. Did he just ape them? Hi bro, just bury yourself. This is crazy. There's no turning back from this. However, just when people thought things couldn't get any more bizarre, a second recording was released by a woman, and this time it was even worse. NYCs were allegedly heard offering money to defuse the situation. There was silence for a moment before NC's voice returned, colder this time, saying, "I'm trying to help you, but if you want to play this game, just know I have lawyers and connections. Do you really want to go against me?" He said, "I'll make sure you're straight. Just stop talking about this." The woman in the clip sounded disgusted. "So you think you can pay me off, and you think this is just about money again?" That was it. The industry turned against him. Quickly, business deals were dropped, and reality TV was canceled. The internet went crazy when Yandy's wife finally spoke out, going live on Instagram looking exhausted, hurt, and completely drained. "I don't know what to say," she admitted. "I've been with this man for years. I've defended him. Furthermore, I stood by him. But these recordings, these accusations, I can't ignore them." She took a deep breath, saying, "I need time to figure things out, but for now I'm stepping away." Even Yandy knows it's over for him. Mendeecees disappeared without any new posts or statements, and people began to speculate about whether he was hiding, meeting with lawyers, or preparing a comeback. However, in a completely unexpected turn of events, a new lawsuit was filed against Mendeecees. The first woman who accused him wasn't finished. She was taking him to court, and then a third woman came forward, claiming to have receipts and posting screenshots of DMs allegedly from M in the messages he sent. Was pleading with her to remove something, saying, "Please don't go public with this one message." Fans were shocked at this point, and even men who were DC's biggest supporters were backing away. "Bro, there is too much evidence now that all these women are lying. This is R. Kelly again." Then, the last bomb came when a video appeared. It was security footage from a hotel lobby, and in it, Mendeecees were seen arguing with the woman. She appeared visibly upset at one point, and when she attempted to leave, Mendeecees grabbed her wrist. The last nail in the coffin was when Mendeecees finally broke his silence and posted a lengthy message on Instagram that read, This has been the hardest time of my life. I have never hurt anyone, and I have never hurt anyone. Is this man really done? I will see him recovering from this. His empire was falling apart. Reality TV. Over business ventures destroyed his reputation, and worst of all, he had no one left to defend him. Even celebrities began speaking out, claiming they never really knew him. We'll fight to clear my name. The truth will come out, but no one believed him. The comments were harsh. It's too late for that, bro. If you were innocent, you wouldn't have been this silent for so long. What will happen next? Will fight back? Will the lawsuits destroy him? Will Yandy formally leave him? One thing is certain though, this story is far from over, and we'll be here to provide you with every update as it happens. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss the latest. There are still many unanswered questions, so trust us when we say that this story is far from over. Drama, and let us know in the comments if you think that NS is guilty or if this is all just a big setup. The scandal is so explosive that it has left fans, the industry, and even DC's closest allies completely shaken. But the biggest question is still what will happen next. Will M finally break his silence and defend himself? Will more women come forward with even more shocking allegations? Or will Yandy formally leave, or will she stand by his side? If you've been following this drama as closely as we have, make sure you're tuned in for every update. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any breaking developments. At this point, anything could happen next, so we want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think the women coming forward are telling the truth, or are Mendeecees hiding something, or are they being falsely accused? Do you think there's more to this story? Let's discuss it. This is Gossip, keeping you updated on the newest, most startling, and most talked about entertainment headlines. Because believe us, this is simply the starting.